You serious?
This is How to Kill an Hour. I'm Marcus Bronzy.
And I'm Funk Butcher.
There's many ways to kill some time out there, but right now you are killing time with us.
Yes, you can listen to the show with any type of phone or computer you have at howtokillanhour.com, and you can see the things that we speak about on the show at howtokillanhour.com/blog. Just add a blog on the end.
That's right, man. That's right. Hello to Sid Heather, Amzi, Elk Holly, Matt and Paul Logan.
And we've had some interaction via our website also. Styles in Black says, I was listening to your episode on the bracelet. Thanks, your podcast is great.
And that was the bracelet. That was the watch that gives you bass in your wrist.
Bass in your
It's not
arm.
bracelet.
Yeah.
It's a bracelet.
So one wrist will be bigger than the other. Moving swiftly on. Paolo says Navarro says, love you guys, look forward to every new show. I'm an architect engineer living outside of Boston, Massachusetts, who has wrecked several floor plans I'm working on because of a fit of laughter provoked by you. Continue the madness, I'm eating it up. Cheers.
So wait, he's wrecked several floor plans?
Yeah, I need, like, when I'm going to America, I need documentation of all the properties that you have worked on, Paolo, so I don't fall through to the basement, please.
What are floor... So he's an architect and engineer, so he's building the actual floor plan. So like, he's not like a decorator that's painted a wall wrong.
Nah.
So Paolo, if he messes up, people can die.
Yeah.
And that's on us.
Yeah.
That's an achievement.
Yeah.
How to kill a person. That's what...
Start your own podcast, Paolo.
Yeah, how to kill somebody. I don't know. No, I only know one architect. I don't know any engineers.
Yeah.
I feel like if someone's an architect or an engineer, I feel automatically stupid around them.
Yeah, the closest I know to an architect is like Bob the Builder. That's
Well, our children's show over here in the UK.
They got it in the States as well now. They know about Bob the Builder in the States.
So has Bob got an American accent or a British accent?
I don't know.
Bob the Builder.
Bob the Builder.
Nah, it doesn't sound right. Doesn't sound right.
Bob the Builder.
Yeah, anyway, thanks for getting in contact, man. I appreciate that. Funk, there's also another way that people can show appreciation and love to us.
Mm-hmm. By going to howtokillanhour.com, of course, scrolling to the bottom of the page and filling out the want to get in touch form.
Yeah. In fact, that's how the last two people got in contact. They sent us whole emails to show love. Appreciate that, man. P.S. Producer Bill is the best producer ever, and he is also the best at Mario Kart.
Bill, you're a fool for this one. Bill will be back soon in the studio.
How's he going to try and slide that into the scripts? Like, we're going to go, oh, yes, that's a fact.
Subliminal.
Bill's currently doing his WWE tour. His UK vibe.
Yeah. He's trying to be the next Rock.
Is he the best at Mario?
It's called the Pebble.
Is he the best? Stone, gravel. Is he the best at Mario Kart?
No, he's not.
Because I'm saying I'm the best right now.
Yeah.
And just to give you a bit of backstory, the new Mario Kart that came out on the Nintendo Switch, I was giving it a lot of fat chat.
Mm-hmm.
At the launch day when we went to go and see the Switch, you know, when they revealed it to the UK before it actually came out, we got to play on it. I backed my chat.
Yeah.
I did. I came in first place numerous amounts of times.
Did. No, we only played it twice.
That's numerous. That's more than one. Wins. It was a plural. Numerous.
Barely more than one. But anyway.
Numerous. And when the actual titles come out, it's unfortunate that I've always been a little bit too busy to get online when you guys are online.
Yeah.
Whenever we're here in the studio, I've got other bits that I need to do.
Yeah.
So I'm still back in my chat. But I want to know, who do I need to beat out of Billy, producer, and Funk Butcher? Who do I need to beat so I can keep my title?
I'm still the king. I'm still the go-to guy. I'm still the head.
So you're the contender for my belts.
I'm the head of the snake.
For the belts that I won in January during the...
But the thing is, we have to kind of like take into consideration, how long have you had your Switch? Now, roughly.
I don't know. A little while?
Yeah, but roughly.
Not longer than you.
No, but roughly. How many weeks would you say?
It doesn't really matter how... What? See, the thing is, Funk, it's not about how long I've owned it for. It's how much screen time I've had. So I could have had a Switch for a year. I could have had the first prototype that came out that was production ready. If I've not played it, it doesn't matter.
What I'm getting at is that Billy has had his roughly now for about just over a week, maybe close to a fortnight.
Yeah.
And we've had like numerous battles. You have had yours for about longer than Billy. And you've been swerving, ducking it. You're like Theresa May right now.
Oh!
Theresa May over here in the UK has refused to do any television not interviews, television, what do you call it?
Junkets, nothing like that. No press junkets.
No, like television debates.
Okay, yeah.
With Jeremy Corbyn.
Yeah.
So this is what I feel like with you. You're dodging the main fight.
I just want to say that I can't believe you took it to that level. You drew the Theresa May card.
Theresa May
on me for Mario Kart.
Yeah.
All right. Fine.
Proof is in the pudding.
Let's just stop right now. Let's go play. We'll get down to it. Okay. You should be happy that I've not had enough time on Mario Kart to say that. What you don't want is me to be like, you know what? I'm ready to go.
Until your first race with me, this is all speculation, all hyperbole.
We've had our first race and second race in January.
Technically, it wasn't because I didn't own the console.
And neither did I. It was equal footing.
I wasn't familiar.
Equal footing.
You arrived at the event a couple of minutes before me, so... So you was aware of you'd been acclimatized. Yeah. See, I just stepped in the door. It was snowing that day. Remember? It was snowing. I was still cold. My fingers were numb, and they put the controller in my hand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, Funk, just so you know, like this is me eating toast. The driest piece of toast because I've just got a little bit of honey on it.
Yeah.
Because I can't. Am I allowed to say your ailment online? Will assassins get you for this?
Yeah, assassins might get me. Now go on.
Funk's allergic to peanuts and peanut butter, so I can't eat peanut butter in the same room as him.
Yeah.
And the peanut butter I had was so it would soak into the toast and I didn't need a layer of butter.
Yeah.
Because I had to use someone else's honey in the office. I didn't really want to give it the same level of honey that I'd usually honey my toast with.
Yeah, I stay well away from nuts. Pause.
Mm.
Yeah.
You're missing out, mate. You should try one. You should just try one. But right, so if I'm crunching during the show, it's because it's a piece of toast.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Sorry, not sorry. So Funk.
Yep.
This week for a killer bit, we got our hands on a big speaker.
Mm-hmm. How big?
Quite big.
Okay.
So we've tested the Sonos Play 1s here on How to Kill an Hour. I've tested the Play 2s, I think I have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, both of those. Very juicy speakers. I was impressed with the ones. I've been impressed with the range that I've tried out so far, but we haven't tried out the Play 5.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is a big speaker.
Okay.
Very big.
Okay.
I'd say in terms of the Sonos range, this is the sort of bulkiest one that I've seen. It's a piece of speaker that's designed to really fill a room full of sound.
Mm-hmm. One for the parties.
Yeah, it is. It is. And what's crazy with the Sonos range, there's kind of not much to say about them after the fact that they always sound really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like they are sort of a benchmark for sounds for speakers.
Yeah.
So when I got this Play 5 out, I was like, this is a big boy. I know the sound's going to be good, but how good is it going to be? And literally plopped it on a desk, played Kendrick Lamar's album, saw if it could handle the bass. And it really, really did. I mean, the bass response is good. It's got 3 subs in there. It's got a couple of tweeters in there. Sounds good. Easy to use. Integrates into the Sonos system, but there's one thing that it has that nothing else has.
Which is?
It has the aux in. It's an auxiliary in.
Really?
Bruv, it has an auxiliary in. None of the rest of the range has a normal aux in. So like the play bar, you can use a digital line out of your TV, but an auxiliary in, and you can plug it into that speaker.
Yeah.
And play from your aux anywhere in the house that has a Sonos speaker. So if you plugged in like a record player or an iPhone downstairs and press play, iPhone with a jack, and press play on it, you could then stream that to any part of the house.
What do you think the thinking was behind that, in leaving it just in that model?
I feel like every speaker in the range has got something that you want.
Yeah.
So I feel like I kind of want all the speakers. Like I want the play bar.
Yeah.
I want the Play 5 so I could have the aux in.
Yeah.
Like so I could plug in an Amazon tap, like the Alexa, it's like a little Alexa receiver. I can plug that into the auxiliary lead of this.
Yeah.
I could be in a room and I can talk to Alexa and have Sonos sound.
Okay.
And when I ask Alexa to play something, it will play through the Sonos system. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think for them, it's something that means that you can like get a manual plug-in. Maybe it's for if you've got a record player. Maybe it's for if you've got an existing tape deck or sound system you want to plug in. But for me, I was just like, that's wicked, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's great sound.
Yeah.
6 drivers in there, like great treble, 3 subs in there. It's great, man. Check it out at howtokillnow.com. Like, honestly, I can't say much more about the Sonos range because they're just good. Sound good.
What's the price point?
Boy. At this moment in time, they are 469 quid, around that.
Jeez.
You might be able to get them a little cheaper. Might be a bit more expensive. I don't know. Depends on the Brexit. But do you get £469 worth of sound Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And also with the Sonos range as well, what I like is when you crank them up really, really, really loud, they don't let you overdrive the speakers and break them.
Okay,
because some people just turn stuff up and wonder why the sub stops working. But they kind of limit themselves. So good, man. Very, very good.
Nice.
Yeah. Are you a Sonos fan, or does the price kind of make you think maybe not, mate?
I think for that price, I'd have to sell tickets at my little house party.
You actually would have a whip round at your house party, wouldn't you?
Yeah. It's like, hey, no one's leaving until we're just shaking the cup round. Put some change in there. Got to pay for these speakers.
Right. So maybe you're like this then.
Yeah.
So we know about Siri. We know about Google Assistant. We know about Alexa. And what's the other one? Cortana.
Yeah.
All of these smart assistants.
Yeah.
At the moment, you still need to purchase a device of some sort. Like you might need a phone. Yeah. You might need to buy an Alexa box with a speaker on it, or an Amazon or an Echo Tap. Raspberry Pi, they make these little boards, and you can use them to create various things. Like some people put like streaming services on them. Some people use them for like, little smart games. But Raspberry Pi have created something which I think is what we can call a very reasonably priced smart home assistant. They've teamed up with Google to bring voice integration to Raspberry Pi. So this means you can make your own little Google Home with the Raspberry Pi 3. So you do need to get something quite special. It's called a hardware accessory on top. So it's called a hat. So something that plugs into your Raspberry Pi, which you program and put all the information.
Yeah.
And it's basically a little board with a speaker and a microphone. And you can get it by purchasing Magpie, which is Raspberry Pi's official magazine. And basically with that and a little cardboard box that you can, basically what you can do is you can print out a little page with a little like diagram on it, slap it on a bit of cardboard, cut out the cardboard box, put the Raspberry Pi and everything in it, and you get yourself like a little really, really cheap Google Home Assistant. Really cheap. So we're talking like, I don't know, Raspberry Pis do vary in price depending on what you get. And the magazine that you get is like $6.99. So I don't know, 50 quid, 40
That's
quid.
the starting price.
Yeah, 50 quid, 40 quid. I don't know. I can check what a Raspberry Pi goes for now, like, because there's so many different things that you can do there. Let's get a Raspberry Pi. 15 quid.
So obviously they felt
15 quid for Raspberry Pi. Or a Raspberry Pi 3 is like 46 quid, 45 quid.
Okay. So obviously the main thinking behind this is that they must have felt that the price points of the other market leaders was too much for people.
I don't know. I just think,
why would they need to come out with a cardboard Alexa?
I mean, I like it because if you plug it into your sound, if I plug it into my Sonos Play 5, I've now got all the sound in the world.
You can have a
little cardboard box on top.
Alexa in market clothes.
Yeah, it's kind of like green and white in Asda. Or orange and white at Sainsbury's or Tesco, blue and white. No frills. You don't need frills, just skills. So yeah, I mean, is this something that you'd be interested in doing, if like creating your own smart home? Because you are the person that you said would have a whip round at a house party.
Yeah.
Would you have a smart home in a cardboard little box?
It kind of defeats the purpose, though. I think when you kind of venture into that avenue of having these smart gadgets in your house, you don't want to act like Tony Stark and you're talking to a piece of cardboard. You might as well go the whole hog. It's got to be chrome and spanky and shiny and fresh. It has to look like it was made in a year 3120.
I'd want to have a password for the cereal box. For the kids. So what I'd do is I'd put it in a cereal box and I'd have it so that, because Raspberry Pis can do all sorts of things. Maybe I could set up a little battery, put a little electric charge. If they go for the cereal box when it's not breakfast time, like, between the hours of 7 in the morning and 10 in the morning, that's when you can get the cereal. If you want to go for your midnight snack, you reach for that cereal box. I want the smart home to go.
What? Electrocute the kids?
Step away from the. Yeah. Why not? A little bit of shock therapy. Let's do this, man. Let's do this. But so we can have smart homes anywhere now. So is this something more for the geeks of the world because we've got to build it a little bit, or does this mean now that we literally going to start seeing smart everything here and there?
Well, I think that we're getting there anyway. So maybe this is the perfect bridge between those who can't afford the upper end of the Alexas and the series.
The whole Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can just get your raspberry cake.
Raspberry Pi. Your raspberry cake.
Yeah.
So Funk, we've been talking a lot about over the last few weeks, Netflix becoming, in fact, no, more than that. We actually, we
mapped it out.
We did map this out, and we believe that Netflix was listening when we
foresaw this.
We did. Yeah, the foresight was strong. We spoke about Netflix becoming a network per se, instead of just being somebody who distributes content. We're talking about they're making a lot more of their own content, maybe making more content than they are nicking content off other people and redistributing.
Yeah.
And we also spoke about other companies doing it as well. We mentioned Apple, for example.
Yeah.
And I think we've also mentioned other big brands as well, like why Facebook doing it, why Twitter doing it, why Instagram, what they're saying.
We fully had that So Raven moment where our eyes just went wide and we saw into the future. We saw this was going to happen.
We saw this. We made it happen. No eyes are wider than Ravens, though, isn't it? My gosh. I thought they were going to come out. There are people that can do that thing where their eyeball almost comes out, like they hit the back of their head and they have actual real life emoji eyes.
I'd love that as a party trick.
Really? But you'd charge for it though. That's the only thing. You'd do it and be like, pay up.
Yeah, pay for the speakers. Yeah. My budget Alexa.
Right, so Facebook are going to go from the OMG style videos or like the sort of viral videos that you see.
Yeah. They're
going to go from just distributing those or being a platform for those. They're actually interested in preparing to launch their original programming. Apparently, to British Insider, they said that they've got 24 original shows they want to start in June. And they're going to have a new tab called Video. So it's Facebook Video, but it's going to be like original video content. Now, I'm not 100% sure whether this is going to be going into development then, or whether it's going to be ready for them. Because as these big companies, we know these big companies, they sometimes can keep things quite well wrapped. So around June, let's keep our eyes open at this. But they're not messing around though. They've hooked up with College Humor's co-founder Ricky Van Vliet. Now College Humor, they make some great original content. They're the sort of, their viral videos are less like people getting slapped in the face with like a wet fish and everyone laughing. They're more like they make actual video content. So they're going to be hooking up with them. An MTV exec called Mina Lefeur is chilling out with them as well to create original content. So, Facebook making original content. What are your thoughts on this straight away?
Just encroaching on the territories that are left open.
Yeah,
I mean, they haven't really. They've left Netflix alone for a little while. They left Hollywood alone for a little while, and I feel like it was only a matter of time before they started to kind of like encroach in those territories. So it seems like the move to make Zuckerberg world leader. Is well on the way.
Have you thought about the fact that Facebook is easily the most used social media platform, right?
Definitely.
And they've easily got the most data.
Yeah.
Does that mean they can make the best content for us?
Well, when you couple with this, the thing we was talking about in the last show about Facebook's ability to kind of predict our thoughts, kind of, then you can kind of have a more tailored level of programming, kind of thing. When they construct this algorithm which shows you what kind of show you want in your head, you can fool your wife or you like. Say you want to watch that rom-com because you want to watch something dirty. We can see it in your head. Mark Zuckerberg.
I would love a whole 90-minute movie of young children and falling over and crying. That's what I like. And like when they graze their knee and they don't realize it hurts for a few seconds and they get up and try to play and they go, ah! I'll be like,
some X-rated evil version of what's it called? You Being Framed.
You Being Framed. Yeah. The bloody edition. No, but you Funk though. Come on, I don't want to know what Facebook would make for you though, in terms of a TV show.
Yeah.
What capital punishment?
I think when
new methods of capital punishment.
Yeah.
In case you don't know, Funk Butcher's a great fan of capital punishment on the show.
Yeah.
When you get your dictatorship.
Yeah, it's coming.
What Funk Jun?
It's being constructed as we speak, but
you're the sort of guy, if you were a dictator, you'd roll around with the nuclear button. You'd just roll around. It'd be on your neck. It'd be on a chain around your neck.
I'd have a name badge saying what I am, my position, dictator of the world. I'd have it as well. I'd have a few different stars and lapels just to make sure.
Just made up ones.
Yeah, just made up ones, dude. Yeah. Oh, what does that mean? I don't know. It just looks nice.
But yeah, sorry, you were saying.
So, I mean, again, it's just strengthening Mark Zuckerberg's monopoly over everything. Yeah. He's just kind of branching into all these different avenues, and there's no one realistically that can stop him. Well, there's one person that can stop him, but he hasn't got a vested interest, and that is
Jason Bourne.
Yeah, apart from him,
James Bond.
No, Gandalf. No, it has to be someone like Mr. Microsoft himself.
What, Bill Gates?
Yeah, but he doesn't have a vested interest. I mean, if you've seen recent interviews of Bill,
he don't care no more.
He seems like he's been there, done that, got the t-shirt.
No he don't care no more. No, he don't. He's lived enough. He's like Richard Branson.
Yeah.
He's done enough, man.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he'll stick his toe in and stir it around, get a few bill out the game, but I don't think he's going to be out there trying to...
Yeah.
And plus, Bill Gates has kind of lost his sparring partner, Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
It was him and Steve Jobs. They used to be toe for toe.
Yeah.
Forget AJ Klitschko. It was Bill Gates and Steve Jobs just going pound for pound, throwing bills at each other instead of punches.
And I think even if Mark did move into the kind of the hardware market and started to move into more tech hardware market like Steve, I don't think Bill would respect him. I think Bill would still see him as an understudy.
Bill, you know, like in Fast and Furious 1, where Vin Diesel turns and looks at Paul Walker and goes, "Still a buster." That's what he'd do. That's what he'd do.
Exactly.
Still a buster. Anyway, let's backtrack a little bit. So, I think it's possible, potentially.
Yeah.
Or what are your thoughts on Facebook have data already? They have the data on what we like. They know what we talk about. They know what we post about. They know what we view by the second. Whereas Netflix are only learning that after you sign up to Netflix. So Facebook already have a bigger user base.
Mm-hmm.
Does this mean that potentially Facebook could become bigger than Netflix?
1,000,000%. Do you know what's the clever thing that I've noticed with every single one of these tech devices, platforms, whatever? Every single one of them has a social media share button.
Yeah.
So you're just feeding in. You're just giving them the data anyway.
Yeah.
You'll beat someone on like when I had the race with Bill. I shared on Twitter, shared on Facebook. You're immediately showing these companies what you're playing, how long you're playing it for.
Would you share when I beat you?
You haven't played me yet.
Would you share?
Would I share it?
Yeah,
of course.
Share. Really?
Listen, look, on Twitter, follow me at Funk Butcher. When I beat Marcus, it's got on my Twitter and my Instagram.
You've waited a long time for that tweet, boy. But yeah, sorry, the share button.
Yeah, so these companies are just giving their information. So literally, Facebook hasn't had to do any work to kind of collate all this information together.
Yeah, and they got money. They got money already. They don't like need funding. They don't need a $6.99 a month. Yeah. They could probably do an Apple and give you like 3 or 6 months free.
Yeah. So I predict when Facebook does roll out their TV service, their algorithm, which puts up things like what films you may be into, what movies, is going to be a little bit more to the point than Netflix one, because Netflix one's a bit poor. They offer me suggestions of, do you want to watch this silent film? And I'm just like, no. Based on what? I just saw a Jet Li film last night.
Are you sure no one's hacked your Netflix? Because
possibly.
I've done that to somebody, because you know you can share accounts. So I've got a few accounts, and my friend's little brother has an account. He's like, how old is he? 13, 14?
Yeah.
So he likes to think he's a bit of a big man.
Yeah.
So one day I knew his mates were coming over later on.
Yeah.
And what I did earlier in the day was I started watching like 5-minute bits of loads of little films. So I started watching like Tweenies. Then I watched I was just trying to watch all these little kids shows. I think I watched Brokeback Mountain, loads of other little things. And what that did is it kind of creates its own categories. So it's like, for example,
that would make the algorithm
recently explode.
Yeah,
but it's like recently watched.
How do you create an algorithm which combines the Tweenies and Brokeback Mountain?
I don't know, but all I know is there were messages flying around later going, "Who's been on my Netflix, man?" Anyway, Samsung. Actually, speaking of social media, Samsung, they've actually joined. They've joined the "I'm gonna get busy on social media" gang. They've joined that I'm gonna not just be a robot on social media, I'm gonna start giving back.
Okay.
So Samsung started getting everyone to celebrate their brand new phone purchases by tweeting their first picture. Yeah. So like or at least answering a question like, what was your first picture of? What was your first selfie? And they posted it to their 5.3 million followers. Mm-hmm. And obviously there are people like, oh, hey, with my new essay, I took a picture of, a birthday cake and, hey, me and my friends in the club. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And some guy called at Sav, S-A-V Edward, thought it'd be funny and said, yeah, Samsung is a dick pic. So Samsung, I thought they would have just ignored something like this.
Yeah.
Instead, Samsung, all they did was they just replied back with one emoji, the microscope emoji. And the internet sort of there was 30,000 retweets from this from Samsung. But I'm personally glad that they've joined the sort of we're gonna be a normal human being.
Yeah.
But is that good or is that bad that Samsung are behaving like that? Should they be professional or should they be able to have a little bit of banter with a custom?
I think everyone needs to kind of at some stage throw off their professional guys and and increase the levels of engagement. And the way you increase the levels of engagement is by becoming relatable. So no one can relate to this tailored response, which is always kind of like lowbrow and whatnot. So these kind of responses, they actually work well for companies.
Yeah.
Like I think McDonald's is really good with it as well. They've got some quite savvy responses over here in the UK. EE have got quite a young, they've got quite a young force manning their social media account. And they have some very, very funny responses. And it makes people laugh. Tesco's is another one in this country.
Tesco had a clash with someone.
Yeah.
They had an online clash where they're writing lyrics for each other.
Yeah.
It was like a real life grime clash.
Yeah. So all these things, they will get more retweets than the actual products that is on the Tesco shelves or whatever.
Yeah.
So sometimes banter does work well for a company.
They should let you loose on the handles of Twitter, man.
Yeah.
You would have some fun.
Yeah.
Fun. You're a troll anyway on Twitter.
I get account shut down, man.
What? Might not go for it then, man. People that are ready to write that check for you, Funk, might be pulling back. But you're saying more of this. We need more of this on the internet.
From a company perspective, I can't see it.
Worst case scenario, what if Sav Edward took it really badly and took them to court for depression?
Yeah.
Could that happen?
True. Yeah, of course.
Because people say that social media can get them down.
Yeah. Well.
So right. Worst case scenario, Sav, don't do this.
Yeah.
Sav slits his wrist.
Yeah, you're in big trouble. The company's in big trouble. But that's why they kind of reduce liability to the person manning the account that day. So some accounts, what they do is they put the initials or they put the first name of whoever was sending out the tweets. Yeah. I know on the London Underground here, the central line, they actually say, oh, this is whoever Dave tweeting today.
Yeah.
So if Dave says anything stupid, it's Dave that's going to be at the job centre tomorrow, kind of thing.
Okay,
so,
cool.
Yeah.
So that's how they get around it.
Yeah, that's how they kind of get around that little problem.
I know a lot of companies that work like that. Anyway, that was this episode of How to Kill an Hour. I've been Marcus Bronzy.
I've been Funk Butcher.
There's plenty of ways to kill some time out there. Thank you for killing some time with us. I just want to say, Producer Billy, thank you for trying to add in lines to the script where we call you the best at Mario Kart and the best producer in the world.
And for that, Billy, I'm going to kick your ass again.
What, Mario Kart?
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll handle that. My boot's big. I can fit yours and Billy's bottoms on them at the same time.